play some Mardu Aristocrats. Traditional ranked, best of 3 today. Best of 3. Since we got a sideboard for the deck. We will play first. And this hand is fantastic. This is the dead 'em quick hand. Which is most of the hands. Hey Tiago, what's up? Danny Lynn, thank you for the sub. I don't know why my little thing isn't working. It's still showing a little zombie. But thank you. Things are running smoothly, yes. Got it up in the top right. Still trying to, potentially going to be figuring out exactly where it needs to go, but I think we can figure that out. Hey Brandon, what's up? What's up? What's up? Got in time just before I kill my opponent. That's not good for them. Well, that's super not good. Yeah, there's not a lot of great space. Just in general. They pretty much made everything take up something. Alright, we're just going to put in a couple of shocks. We didn't really see anything. Have his camera a bit north and put the deck list right below it. We could do that. So, if... the only thing is when we go full left, which is something I did consider, that's where the big cards pop up. So until there's an overlay where viewers can see the cards, then it's kind of taking it up. We're just going to slide in 2 shocks here because we don't know what our opponent's doing yet. They have Danto Vanguard, so I imagine that's going to be good. This is supposed to be Takali Honor Guard instead of Impassioned Orator. I don't know how that happened. Grim Initiate's probably good. Gutterbones is probably the worst 1-drop. Alright, we'll try this. Yeah, so I potentially wanted to move the camera up and then have the deck list below it. And for everyone else that's watching, we're gonna be trying out a new tracker, which is from untap.gg, which you can head over to their website and sign up for that and get the tracker there. So we're gonna be messing around with that and potentially providing some feedback. This is obviously a pretty good hand too. We can't play Grim Initiate on 1, but we have a lot of great 2-drops. We do draw a 1-drop, which is good. Looks like our opponent's going to be playing some Jeskai things and such. And we're not going to be able to get through the Dreadhorde Arcanist for now anyway, so we're just going to play this Tide Taker to inconvenience our opponent. And thanks to everyone that's joining me on Tuesday after I switched to Monday. I had some computer issues last night. Defiant strike. Okay. Well, our opponent can't really attack. Now they can. Indestructible. I imagine they're going to Defiant strike again. Indeed. Indeed they do. Well, that's indestructible, so... And it has trample. Drew the 1 Gutter Bones. Let's go ahead and get the Dreadhorde Butcher going. We can certainly out-aggressive our opponent here. Everybody's in Austin this weekend. Reckless Rage. Okay. Well, I think our opponent figured out that it's not going to work exactly how they want it to. Let's get a 2-drop down and a Footlight Fiend so we can block. I don't really want to block, but maybe it will encourage our opponent to not attack. They can give it indestructible, but they've kind of used their 2 tricks, so to speak. There's a Gideon, so I can give it indestructible here with Gideon.
Let me lead the charge into darkness.
Which
Your light will cleave
they will give it Vigilance. Are they going to give it indestructible here? Which is fine, we'll just take 1. Yep, alright. 1 it is. Vigilance indestructible. Alright. Oh. Okay. Well, we can attack Gideon for 4, but I think it doesn't have trample or anything, so... I think we're just going to attack here. Just because this can block. So we'll play the other Celebrant. And play both of our creatures out. Sword would be an excellent draw, which would both get us back the Butcher and give us a ton of life.
My creations are things of beauty.
Share in my light.
We have no targets here. Nothing? Okay, alright. Well. Let's go ahead and take care of these. I was going to say, let's take care of these Planeswalkers, but I guess we'll just take care of our opponent. Easy peasy. Have not played much since the update. I guess it has been a week. Too busy playing in paper tournaments, like a old person. Alright, let's play a traditional constructed event. Let's see what we can do. With our Aristocrats deck. For now, we are still using Stream Decker. So, if you want to check out the deck list, obviously it's up on the screen here. On the right. And we can see what we're working with. But if you want to get a closer look. Okay. This hand is very red light, which this is the type of thing. If anyone watched me on coverage at SCG Richmond during in my the only camera match that I had was where essentially I kept a hand like this and then just don't draw red. It's pretty unlikely over the course of a tournament. It just happened to me a handful of times in the same day, and of course this hand is terrible. All right, well this is keepable. Put a land on the bottom just because we need some spells. That's better than the 2 1-drops. Okay. So if our opponent wants to lead with a shock on this, we want it to be something that gives us something in return rather than just dealing our opponent 1 damage. How does it happen on Arena? It happens less on Arena than it did in for me, which means it was a me problem, not necessarily an Arena problem. Which is good, since it's like, okay, well, clearly I'm just not as adept at shuffling as I should be, but we actually can mortify this next turn, which is great. Okay. Well, now we want to mortify this Thief of Sanity. They can have their search for Ascanta. I don't want to offer the trade. I want to get in this extra damage. Inferno Cop, you definitely did park your car here. It's right over here. Just come take a look-see. You make up for it with your sleeving skills. Which decks did you do great against? Which one's not so great? Okay, it was actually pretty simple. I'm gonna be honest. I pretty easily handled everything that did not have Cry of the Carnarium. Which included Simic Nexus, which I slaughtered all weekend. My plan of going to Tidetaker over Hero Precinct 1 was a big help for that. I think I want to hold this Mortify. But I am a little concerned if our opponent has a Bolus or something of the like. Either way, let's attack and see what they do. And then, if my opponent did have the card... Well, wait, we'll just deploy some more threats. They did have the Cry of the Carnarium, which our opponent could have in this deck. I lost all of those. I think I won a single game where someone cast the card Cry of Carnarium. 1 time. 2 times you're done. Totally done. So on Sunday when I played in the Classic, alright, so looks like we definitely want Duress because we have playing a Search for Ascanta deck. That means they're light on creatures. The card that I end up taking out the most is Heroic Reinforcements, just because I really want to lean the deck down. The first one's really good, but after that, they're not as good. Again, if our opponent has Cry of the Carnarium... Oh my gosh, I forgot to change the Honor Guards. Alright, well, hopefully we don't play against Sultai. But if we play against Cry of the Carnarium, then it is generally bad news. Cruel Celebrant is less good when there's not sweepers. Footlight Fiend, we're probably not going to be trading. Grim Initiate, if they're 1-for-1 removal, this is very good. Gutterbones is good, so I'm going to take out 2 of these. So we're going to put in other 1-drops so we can cast all of our spells in a timely manner. So let's give this a shot. And if we need to come back and get these D-Sparks for something, then we can do that. What's up, William? How's it going? All right. This hand is pretty great. If we're on the play, this hand is insane, but it's still good on the draw. We can get hit with a Thought Erasure on 2, which is obviously not what we want, but it's not the end of the world. Really just want to get this this butcher down. But if we get Thought Erasured, we can run the Tide Taker out. Here, since our opponent is likely going to be doing some removal, I'm going to play the Tide Taker so we can a little more freely get this butcher down next turn. Top 8 champ. Not the champ. Not the champ at top 8. But I did easily make my way there. If you're following on our Think Twice Discord, I would say I probably had the shortest rounds of everybody in that event. Okay, excellent. So our opponent having to dispatch this on our turn is going to leave us some free room to get this butcher going. We unfortunately don't have another black, so we can't play the gutter bones, but you know, we'll be okay. All right, all we need to do essentially to get out of cry range is to hit one more time with this. Yeah, Curtis, that is a good call. Yeah, definitely congrats on the graduation. Big time. All right, well, we have 2 Sorens, so I'm going to run one out. If it gets countered, so be it. If not, then we're probably going to win. Pretty much immediately. All right, looked like it resolves, and we'll just easily take this one. All right, that's 1. So, this was, I think this deck is really powerful, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on it because it is a little shy against a single card in the metagame, but I don't think there's like another card that we have really significant issues with. This hand is not great. We do need pressure before turn 3. And as much as I love Heartfire, you need something to go along with it. So we're going to go to 6. All right. This is a shaky one. If we draw a land, any land in our entire deck, then we turn on 4 of these cards. So we're going to keep and hope to scry. Boom. Swamp. Swamp will do. %39 chance, that's right. Thank you, Untap Tracker. And we're playing against mono blue, so we don't want to trade our Dreadhorde Butcher plus a point of damage with our opponent, so we're gonna get this Fireblade Artist out. And if we can just get a white mana source, then we'll be in good shape. And our opponent does not have a Curious Obsession. All right, let's run this out. Essence Capture. All right. Well, we're going to win this race, as it stands right now for sure. Tempest Gen, okay. It's fine. We'll just deploy our Butcher and a Gutter Bones at that. And then we're just going to pass. Our opponent at most can attack us back for 6, put us at 11. Even though they're hitting us for that much, we still should be able to actually win this race. It's only 5, which makes a big difference. Another Tempest Gen would be not great. Alright, Storm Tamer. We can work with that. Another Gutter Bones. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get in. And this is where a Heartfire would be good. We do have a Trickster, which is presumably going to target one of the butchers, so they can block it with ease. Alright, well they blocked the wrong butcher, so that's interesting. Little hasty on their side. Or maybe they blocked the right butcher, I don't know. Six. So if we sacrifice this, we can target the Storm Tamer, which will mean they need an island to lethal us, which they could have. Dive down. Okay. Alright, not a great draw. Alright, putting them to 3, and we'll pass. If only we had a Heartfire. Would be great. Would be great. And they do lethal us exactly. It's alright. Okay. So, Duress is good against them. Shock is good against them as well. We're definitely going to take out our top end. We're going to take out one Sorin just because it is on mana. It is not great. We're going to take out our Midnight Reaper just because we don't get tangled up into combat too frequently. We're also going to take out our Grim Initiate just because it is unlikely for it to die. So that is 6. So 3 Shocks, 3 Duress. Leaving the 1 Sorin, and then we are good to go. We're going to keep in our removal, of course, and add some shocks. Alright, we'll be on the play again. Alright, not great, but Tithe-Taker is very good in this matchup, so we will be happy with the Tithe-Taker. Essentially, regardless of what our opponent is playing, we're going to be able to be aggressive for the first few turns. Dumb question, you may have addressed it. Is there a reason the chat isn't coming up? Because of YouTube? So I've actually we're trying out the stream, excuse me, the Untapped on the left over here, but I might take a break, change it, put the chat back on the other side. So if it seems like people are really wanting the chat, then we can put it back, which might be the case. But we're just trying the Untapped tracker today, which is something that I've been using for the last week personally, but have not had it on the stream. I could not figure it out quick enough before I streamed last week. But I may quickly correct it. All right. So good news here is we can just very easily run out of this Fireblade Artist. Opponent cannot cast. They can cast a 1-drop, but they have no way of really interacting with any of this. They can opt for 3 mana. That's fine. But their deck is so mana light as it is. What's up, Silver? How's it going? We're doing great. We are attacking people to death. Very much to death. Opponent can't really cast any spells on our turn, so that's a lot of fun. They got to do them now. No tricky stuff. Yep, Terramander. That's a thing. Do it now. Cast them now. Forever hold your peace. You can tap something. It's going to untap immediately. Alright, that was a pretty good draw because now we have Celebrant plus Mortify. And we get to mortify this Terramander because Trickster is going to have to trade with one of these. Any of these are fine. Probably a Tithe-Taker. Which is not really going to work out, because then we're going to sack something to the Fireblade Artist next turn. I mean, it's not going to work out for them regardless. This game's pretty much locked up. They can't kill our creatures. This deck just doesn't... They're not able to kill creatures that we have. So, this is the only way to do it, is blocking. They're going to go to 6, then they're going to go to 5. Then on our turn, next turn, we're going to sacrifice the Spirit, probably deal them 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage. They're going to go to 2, then we're just going to attack. And then if they block or don't block, doesn't matter. While our opponent's doing this, let's see if we can change this a little. We can move this up. Uh-oh. There's a Trickster. No blocks. Draw all the cards you want. Yep. Go to 2. Footlight Fiend. We don't need to cast that. Probably should have for our quest, but here we are. Alright. Going to game 3. Alright. Let's try this over here and then put the chat back. So if you guys want to test the chat out for me. We're going to keep this plan, by the way. We don't need any of these. Topher, games are going great. Well, hello. There we go. Testing. All right, seems to be working. We're gonna mulligan this hand. Let's see if we like this better. Ooh, this hand is not great. However, we do have a shock, and if we draw a black, which is by essentially almost every land in our deck except for 3 more is black mana, so we're going to keep this. There it is. We do get to smoke our opponent's 1-drop. We're not going to wait for a Curious Obsession. It's unnecessary. Okay, so we get an essence capture, but in the event they don't have it, they could have a trickster. They do? Okay. Which means we probably should have led with the Fireblade Artist. Okay, there's an obsession. Means they cannot no longer block with this. Do they have another trickster? I'm willing to bet that they don't. If they do, then we're going to lose by making this same play. Ugh. Yep. All right. Looking forward to battling some SCG Con in a month. Hopefully the lands of my Throwmock deck make an appearance. Oh yeah, I'll have, I mean, I'll certainly have Ulashed. We'll have it all. I'll be debuting my Kess deck. My Kess Artifacts deck. At SCG Con. Okay, let's see what our opponent is working with. They'll believe that we are done for. Yes, we could have Fireblade Artist, which would not have worked. Let's get rid of the Retort. We'll play Artist. No attacks. But we're dead. We're dead on this one. Saheeli Artifacts making its own debut. Well. Kess Artifacts versus Saheeli Artifacts. Opponent made the intelligent play. We're dead. I think this game would have been differently had we led with the Fireblade Artist, and then we were kind of priced into pushing ahead as much as we could. Probably too much. Trying to push ahead too much with the Butcher. This is a deck that I've been having some problems with. But Shock has ultimately helped quite a bit. We'll play first. This hand is solid. We need a 2-drop. We at least do have good old Gutter Bones. Good old Gutter Bones. The Gutter Bones that everyone knows and loves. Opponent clearly has a very tough decision. What prompted you to choose Artifacts Theme for Kess? Because I had not seen an Artifacts Kess deck. So usually when I'm building a commander deck, I like to kind of choose a theme that is not common, or maybe a commander that's not common. So the Kess deck is something. Kess is a card that I like a lot, but people have, Kess is not uncommon, but I've never seen people have an artifact deck with Kess. So I want to make it an artifact-based deck. Of all the decks you played against last weekend, which one would you most likely play yourself? So that's a good question, because I think after we finish this run with Mardu Aristocrats, I'm going to try to play a version of the deck that eliminated me from the tournament in the top 8, which is the Grixis control deck. I'm going to change it a little bit. But we are going to play that deck. Spartacus, you look forward to Commander versus every week? Me too. Me too. What would you sleeve this deck up against? Or just 2 weak versus Cry? Well, so this going forward I think is going to be a really good metagame deck. The card that it is incredibly not just weak against, but basically you can't really beat is Cry the Carnarium. You can occasionally beat one. I beat one time, and then every other time it was cast, I lost to it. So if that is heavy in the metagame, then this is not going to be a great deck. However, if for some reason it switches to a where the top decks are like Esper Control and Civic Nexus and other cards, other decks. Okay, it looks like our opponent just did not show up, so I think we're going to take that match. Not exactly how we wanted to do it, but, you know. So it's really going to be dependent on that, because this deck just... I've tried to figure out a way to have it not just lose to Cry the Carnarium, but I've not figured it out yet. There's some bad cards that I could be playing to help that, but I don't think they do enough. So, that's kind of where I'm at. We're going to keep this one. Okay, looks like opponent has a Blood Crypt, so let's lead with this Grim Initiate. Usually if it's like a removal-based color, mainly black or red, then I'm going to lead with Grim Initiate. We could be playing against, yeah, some Grixis-ness now. Spartacus says, it's awesome to watch you on camera last weekend. Esper is such a pain. It seems for a lot of decks. I mean, honestly, if you know, on my camera match, I in game 2 did not have access to red mana, and then in game 3 did not have access to white mana. And if I have 3 colors of mana in any reasonable amount of time in either of those games, I believe I easily win. However, that was not the case, so I did not at all. What's your current paper EDH deck roster? Yehini, Ulash, Kess. Who else am I missing? Let's go with another Fireblade Artist. Put the pressure on our opponent. You are missing Dragonlord Ojutai and Okugachi, which is a deck that was gifted to me, but, you know, still obviously, still my deck. We're going to play this Tithe Taker. Looks like our opponent does not have any interaction, so next turn we're going to play the Butcher. Hope our opponent doesn't have a Cry of the Carnarium. They don't. They do not have a Cry of the Carnarium or anything else. Alright, so going in, looks like Footlight Fiend. Usually I cut 2 1-drops. The reason for that, the reason for me cutting 2 1-drops pretty much every time in sideboarding is every deck is going to try to be more control-y. We don't have a way to be faster than what we already are. We're already going as fast as we possibly can. So we just need to make sure that we are prepared and have a higher quality of draws throughout the game, which is ultimately going to be longer than to help our opponent not be able to just defeat us so easily. I'm going to take out the Heroic Reinforcements because it sits in your hand for a while, and especially against blue-black decks, it's just going to get picked off. We're definitely going to add the 4 Duress, and right now I'm probably going to add a couple of D-Sparks. Cruel Celebrant is less good because if they're doing a big sweeper, it's Ritual of Soot. We put in the D-Spark, so I'll cut a Mortify. And then I think we're probably going to cut another Celebrant. And then we'll be good to go. Someone did gift me the Okagashi 5-color spirits. But, of course, out of respect for them, I have kept the deck and am going to be trying to upgrade it. Okay, this hand is fine. We obviously need a little bit more gas, but it's not bad. Tide Taker's good. It is a card that if we get Thought Rager next turn, they're probably going to take, but here we are. Want to see you against a mono red deck to see how the matchup is played out. Chain Whirler's been destroying me, fortunately. Let's see if this resolves. Ooh, it does. Okay. Just got to dodge the cry. Pride of the Conquerors. Alright, let's see. Well, I mean, maybe opponent just wants more value. But we have 2 decent cards in our hand in case our opponent doesn't have it. And if they don't, we're going to get way ahead. If they have something like Ritual of Soot, then it's not really a big deal. Hostage Taker, not a huge deal. Upgrade it by taking out as many Kamigawa cards. No, I don't want to do that. So, fortunately now, we can just kind of sit here if they're not able to remove this Fireblade Artist and just ping our opponent off. And then we just draw a Heartfire and then just get him right in the face. I don't want to take out Kamigawa cards. Into the God Eternals, okay. That's a good one. It's not one that we want to see, certainly. And let's... sacrifice the army. We would have sacrificed the Gutter Bones had we had Midnight Reaper still out. This one's going to be difficult. We can certainly beat a single Enter the God Eternals. However, we need to draw less than 7 lands. We need to draw more spells than lands, and this time we have not, because these 4 don't count. So we have 1, 2. Well, there's Ritual of Soot. So we drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No bucks. Okay. There's a Duress. Maybe they have another God Eternals that we can get. Ooh. 2 boluses. That's not going to be great. We have plenty of black mana. So, we'll discard this Isolated Chabble to a bolus. Yep. If it can flip into the Arisen, we could be in trouble. Dreadhorde Butcher. Well, we need to play it out at least, because it's gonna be visiting us soon. This bolus is. Ooh, okay. All right. It's a way to do it. Okay, so we're gonna go to 9. Have a chance to double block here. Could block here, attack back, get this back, play it. Save us 2 points of damage right now. I think we'll just wait. Okay, here's a Dreadhorde Butcher. So if we attack with everything... That's not good. Attack with these two, leave this back to block. Which seems not great, but they're probably going to block the Gutter Bones. On the way back, we can block Hostage Taker. With Butcher. Take 5, go to 2, kill this. Try to come up with a removal spell for Bolus. Alright, well. We're at the same amount of dead as we were last turn, so. More Gutter Bones, okay. Game 3. So we're going to put in this other D-Spark. We're going to keep in the Mortify, the one Mortify. They play Ritual worth Celebrant. Yeah, I'm considering putting the Celebrant back in. Do you have to take something out? Probably will take out the Mortify actually and just leave the D-Sparks in. Usually, like I said, I dislike the lower impact cards. So probably the Footlight Fiends will just come out entirely for the Celebrants to come back in. And it's like, yeah, but you're taking out cards you can play on the first turn. That's true, but this is really where we're gonna, this is where we're gonna win the game. It's not gonna be with these. Ritual seems better. Yeah, we can beat Ritual. That's fine. We can definitely beat Ritual. As long as we get all of our death triggers, then we're going to be in fine shape. Okay, this hand's fine. We can't cast this, but we can cast everything else, and we have a Duress, which we can fortunately play on this second turn and not risk anything bad happening to us. If we're on the draw, we have to lead with Duress, unfortunately. Okay. So we're still just going to go with Duress instead of the Artist. And, okay, so they do have the Cry, which we're going to get. We just have to be aware of all of the rest of these cards. Our opponent is very light on lands, obviously. It's not worth it to get the Moment of Craving. Opponent. We can probably trick them into killing Gutter Bones. By putting this on the stack, they're probably like, oh, well, let's kill Gutter Bones now. Okay. Or not. Okay. We don't even get to... Gutter Bones doesn't even die. Alright, even better. Alright. Let's avoid a Thought Erasure here. Okay, excellent. So, opponent has a land they can Ritual us, which is certainly good for them. We just have to draw not lands. Decline. Okay, Tithe Taker is solid. And you're probably wondering, well, why am I playing out cards into their future Ritual of Soot? Well, one, they have to have it. Two, okay, now they don't have it. So, now we've just won the game. Because the 2, they have to have it. 3. Well, now they're actually just dead. Okay. We'll let them do something. Yeah, we don't. No need to show them the infinite burn in our hand. We don't need to be like that. Firm handshakes all around. That's right. What do we get for our reward? A growth chamber guardian. Not bad. That might be our 4th one. Not bad. Not bad. The darkest of the noise. We'll play first. Winning that die roll sure is nice. All right, no more lands for the game, but we'll keep this. I just figured your love of black compelled you to maximize the number of creatures going to the graveyard. Yeah, it generally does. This deck is great. It's like, yeah, creatures going to the graveyard. That sounds fine. I just don't want them to be exiled. To get your collection up from older sets on MTG Arena, what's the best way? Just buy packs, use wildcards? Drafting. Just draft when you can. Like, honestly, that's legitimately the best way. So, with when the option presents itself generally between Butcher and Artist, Butcher is going to deal more damage on a regular basis. And here we will happily trade this for our opponent's blocker with a card. Not happily. I would like them to have hit a land. That would have been much better for us, but you know, there's kind of a thing with Arena where you have to play decks you don't love to get your collection going for a little while, and that just happens. You know, that is just a thing. That is just a thing that happens. All right. This is setting up good for us. This is the first time we've drawn a Judith, I think. But using stuff on using your gold on drafts is the best way to go, in my opinion. Ooh. All right, we'll take that trade off for sure. So they're going to be finding next turn. Which means that we're going to play this out, and then we're going to hit them with the Artist on our following turn. They're going to take 6, go to 2, and then be dead. Yeah, there's the finality. Yeah, they're just dead. This is just lethal. Well, it's not lethal. Oh, because it got minus. The our Butcher got minus power. Well, that's okay. We'll put him to 1. We'll put them to 1 and then make them do something. I was thinking of using wild cards to get all the dual lands. The dual lands are great. That is definitely arguably the best use for wild cards. Mean, what's up? Thank you. Thank you for the congrats. Playing the same deck. So, our opponent getting a Seeker's... That's not going to work. There's the land. Landware Elves. Okay. Yep. Alright. So, this is where we're going to get beaten up by not having the wild cards. We will put Tybalt in the fiends are not, again, not great here, especially on the draw. D-Spark gets their planeswalkers, but not much else. Shock doesn't do a ton. We'll put one more Footlight Fiend back in. For some reason, I accidentally added Impassioned Orator instead of the Honor Guard. So in my deck in real life had the 3 Honor Guards, but we do not here. A Wild Growth Walker can get out of hand, which is what we want to avoid, of course. D-Spark gets Vivian. Chupacabra, which we don't really care about. That's already done its job. Alright, this hand looks good. Can't play Gutterbones on first turn, but unlike our opponent, I can play Landwar Elf. Very jealous. Quite jealous. Jade Light Ranger. A land and a Seeker Squire. In that order. Imagine that. Alright. Let's play a Tithe Taker. Trade with this Jade Light Ranger. At least give him the opportunity to. Branchwalker shows a fine finale. I bet that's going to stay on top. Ooh, it does not. It does not. Yeah, I'll trade. I think they determined that I was not bluffing about the trade. Well, they clearly don't have a Wild Growth Walker in their hand, so we're kind of working our way to a board state where we can just play Cruel Celebrant, a couple of these, and then just make them do something. Okay, there's Vivian.
Would you like to see what's left of us? The balance comes.
Woodland Cemetery. Okay. Alright, let's play the Celebrants. We'll play Tybalt next turn.
The wilds.
We hope they don't hit a Wild Growth Walker. Okay, more lands. More lands. Ramona Folly's not bad, even though they don't have a bin yet. Let's play Isolated Chapel. I want to leave up Dragon Skull Summit. No, that's not what I said. I'll leave up Dragon Skull Summit. Okay.
You don't look scared. I can fix that.
Can you? Can you fix it? Let's get a little friend into
My
play.
assistants are painfully sloppy.
Alright, so tag Vivian. One block. Another block with the Seeker Squire, probably. It's the only thing that blocks and lives. Okay, that's a block and a trade. And block and a live. Okay. So we have 4 triggers. And then we get 2 flying creatures.
Meet my newest friend.
There's Wild Growth Walker. Fortunately, we have our good friend Tybalt hanging around. Ooh, Bolus's Citadel. Okay. One, 2 triggers. Okay. You got 10 life. You can't gain any. Hey, there's the honor guard. Right on time. Why is it wanting to tap? Why is it wanting to tap weirdly? I don't think they can kill this. So I'll make another devil.
So cute.
They have 4 attackers and we have an appropriate number of blockers. This ultimate's on 8, right? Yeah, okay. Just these 2 attackers. Now we would be attacking with everything if we had the Celebrant, which is probably what we're going to be doing next turn. So now our opponent has to get rid of Honor Guard and Tybalt to make use of their Wild Growth Walker and or Bolus's Citadel. So okay. They can't gain life, so this is going to be really interesting.
No one knows the wilds
Because
like I do.
they're pretty much dead. I don't know what they're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm very unsure what their plan is here. Because they still can't gain life from Tybalt. Okay. Well, let's not drag this out for any longer than we need to. Yep. Command of the Dreadhorde was interesting. We had the kind of the lockdown to prevent them from doing anything about it. All right, let's see if we can get to 5. All right, Curtis, thanks for jumping in for a bit. This hand is fine. We're on the play. Get our Dreadhorde Butcher down on turn 2. Should have played the Sacred Foundry, but likely doesn't matter. Godless Shrine could be Esper, potentially. Moment of Craving, okay. Let's do another Butcher then. Moment of Craving is a good answer to the Butcher just because I'm not going to gain any life. Cry the Carnarium. Okay, that's 1. Can we defeat more? Let's find out. Hopefully they don't have another one. That would really be bad. They do have another one. Okay, that's not good. Not good. Not good at all. Okay. Well, this would be the only time I would ever have defeated 2 Cry of the Carnarium. Moment of Craving. Okay. We can at least deal our opponent 4, draw a card. They don't gain life. Not exactly what we want, but it's what we got. And we draw a land to at least not lose it immediately to Thought Erasure. Okay. We'll hold this. If they have another Thought Erasure, they can give that a shot. Footlight Fiend. Sorn would be a great draw here. Sorn is what I would like. Chemister's Insight, okay. That resolves. Search for Oscanta resolves. Alright. They're going to remove this Footlight Fiend? Is that what they want? The opponent has found actual cards, which is not great. They're flipping the search now, too. So we've lost our opportunity on that. So this game's probably going to get out of hand pretty quickly. And we continue to not be able to defeat 2 Cry of the Carnariums. And we're just Brick City over here. We've drawn significantly more lands than our opponent. We're not gonna not play them is the thing. Dump on Storev and then command the Dreadhorde and EDH. I think those are both sweet cards. Command the Dreadhorde can get scary because you... It seems like you want to just cast it for a billion, but that's also a good way to die. Unless you have to just win that turn. Alright. Sorn was the draw that I wanted, but I wanted it many moons ago. Yep. This one's going to be tough. Or impossible. 2 Cry the Carnariums and gain 1 is big time yucko. We're doing 5 mana, Thought Erasure. Alright. Assume this is going to get met with an Absorb? No? Alright. Well, we have our opponent to 6, but... I don't know if it's going to do much. Opponent is coming up largely empty. Eldritch Reborn. That's not great. We have a Sorin in the bin, so... I can say this is not what we want. Oh, man. We're so close, though. We're so close. Man, we could have had it. We could have had it that turn if we had another creature and Footlight Fiend, and we could have just got him for 5.
I'll show the strength. Let's try this.
That's a shame. Major shame. Now we had to bin our Heartfire. It's too bad. have to imagine they're going to get Soren back. Soren just gives them life. Yeah, they are.
Let me remind you to fear those born of darkness.
Okay, we're going to take one more draw step. And we're going to call it a day. We got really close
Keep up. Let's
on...
slow this down.
We got really close on the double Cry the Carnarium draw, but
I've got it.
The straw.
it is not meant to be. If we can draw and resolve a Soren, then Gutter Bones, that's not going to do it. Okay. Yeah, we're out of this one. Okay. So, Fortress. A couple of Despark. Again, blue-black decks. Taking out the Enforcements. Footlight Fiend is the worst of these. Celebrant is equally not great. And Mortify, we can cut down to 1. Though, I only like to do that when we're up a game. Because if our opponent has Thief of Sanity, that can be a problem. We don't have a lot of ways to kill it, but we'll cut down 1. See what it looks like. See if we can get our opponent, get under him a little bit. What everyone's thought on Tezzeret Master of the Bridge? I think that card's awesome. Personally. Alright. Side in our Fortress. Side in 5 if I could. We'll play first. Alright. I mean, this hand is good enough. Judith is certainly the card that they are encouraged to kill. The only downside to being on the play is if we get hit with a turn 3 Cry the Carnarium, then we're more or less toast. Which I feel like is coming because they don't have blue mana. They're just going to hit us with a Cry. Yep. Okay. Don't do it to us again. Decline. We can't absorb. Mortify? Okay. Opponent's at 7. There's no reason to play that just in case we discard a card for some reason. Teferi?
This
Okay.
isn't a fight you can win. Here we go.
Here we go. Let's play the Fireblade Artist. We'll attack 3 at our opponent. We can just ignore Teferi for now. Huh. Stuff when they had flash. Actually, let's try to get Teferi and if they kill it,
This is hardly
it's gonna
like
die
what's
anyway.
left.
Okay. So opponents are still at 7. 5, Liliana. Okay.
If I were you, I'd just surrender right now. Rise!
Wish we had drawn a Heartfire there. That would have been nice. Can't worry about Lily.
Death.
Yeah, opponent draws a card. Alright, come on. Ah! They're at 5. We're so close. So very close.
Good help is easy to find in war.
There's an artist. We really need to Heartfire.
This looks like a fun new toy.
Teferi is going to be tough.
Hold right on schedule.
So we get to keep a land and a creature. All right. I think this one. I think we're gonna lose this one. I do believe that we're gonna lose this game. I believe Liliana's gonna probably ultimate now. See what it looks like.
Oh, I bet you wish you had nothing to lose.
I do wish I had nothing to lose. You're right. Well, at least it looks pretty sweet.
Hurry!
I think this one is done for as well. Well, yeah, that's a pretty powerful card. And we can't attack Teferi, or they gain 2, and we just can't kill him regardless.
Let's skip to the good part.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to pack this one in. Alright. Good game. We're not able to beat Cry the Carnarium. as it was prophesized. Simply could not beat it. Alright. 1 rare and at least 2 uncommons. Just the 1 rare, alright. Benelish Marshal, not a bad one. Alright. We made some gold. Did a little better. That's not bad. Not too bad. So that is Mardu Aristocrats. Let's open the pack. Let's open the pack.